Harsh, and in this video, I'm going to show you how you can basically create a prompt for basically anything that you want. Let's say, for example, if you want to create a prompt for doing a copywriting or creating a designing a page. Basically, if you do it manually by typing a text in a AI model, that would take almost somewhere between 15, 20, or 30 minutes. It's totally depend on how complex that prompt is, right? So again, we are actually trying to automate that because we are actually spending a lot of time on creating prompts and everything for our tools and everything. But again, we thought let's automate that because I think if we can save, let's say, 15 or 20 minutes per prompt, that would be a huge time saver for us. So that is why we have created a system that I'm going to walk you through in this particular video. And also, like, if you want the complete blueprint of that system with the instructions, uh, please click the link in the description box below, and then you'll get that for absolutely free. So yeah, now let's jump to the video. Hey. So basically, this is the system which basically help us to create a prompt on the go, and I'll walk you through this entire system in this video. So basically, this system is based on the Telegram, where whenever like you need a prompt for a basic thing or something very specific, you just write a message in the Telegram bot, and then whenever like once you write the message and click on that send button, this particular workflow will trigger, and then it will basically try to process all the text that you have given to this particular system, and then based on that, it will ask you which particular platform you want that prompt for. Let's say there are three platforms that we have identified in this video, basically, or in this system. One is OpenAI, second one is Google Gemini, and the third one is Claude Anthropic, right? And the fourth one is basically, of course, like for other tools, right? So basically, why these three platform only? So I'll give you the reason, and then also before we jump to the system, I'll also walk you through the entire prompts that we have added into this system, right, in order to create other prompts, right? But before that, let me show you the demo of this, a quick demo of this system. So for that, let me but let me untick that, and then now let's test this workflow. And then basically what I'll do is I'll send a message here. Let's click on the text test workflow, and yeah, and then now let's create a prompt for planning a fitness routine for a male, age is 28 and weight is 39. Sorry, not 39, 75. Ask any questions that you need for. Okay, let's not do that. Yeah, so now we have given this instruction, and then the workflow has been started. So again, there are sub workflows under that which will call another workflow in the N8N, and from there they are actually creating a system, right? So now again, here's a detailed prompt to assist in planning a fitness routine for 28-year-old male waiting. So right, so again, this is the object task with developing comprehensive fitness routine for a 28-year-old male weighing 75 kgs. So again, this is giving you a very detailed prompt where you can put your own information, which has been given as a placeholder, right? Let's say if you want to create, let's say if you want to put your information here, you can insert that as well. But again, this is a very detailed prompt. Again, you can make it much more comprehensive and qualitative by just changing the model in the system, right? So right now we are using ChatGPT 4o mini, which is again giving us a really fast output, right? Let's say if you want to use just 4o or any other higher level model, you can use that. But again, then in that case, the response will be much slower, and you have to wait at least for like 3, 4, or 5, even 5 minutes as well. Let me show you that. Even I have like waited for, let's say, okay. So basically in one case, I have waited for like 1 minute and 53 seconds, or 1 minute 37 seconds, 1 minute 52 seconds as well. And I think in one of the execution, I have waited for, I think, around 2 minutes or something, sort of that, right? Because I'm using the higher model in order to basically get the highest level of prompt. Again, what it does is basically, now let me walk you through that. So for example, right now, the trigger will be Telegram. So whenever you send a message in a Telegram bot, this particular workflow will trigger. And once, so let me show you the settings as well. So the bot name will is prompt engineer, and trigger will be on the message, right? And then it is going to be triggered, and then it pass all that message to this AI agent. Let me actually convert myself a little. It's okay. I saw that actually I lost myself on the camera. So basically this is the detailed output from the message that we have sent. And then again, what is happening here is that basically we are telling this tool or the AI agent to basically input the text from the Telegram bot, and then there's a long written AI prompt that basically help us to create a comprehensive and effective and the qualitative prompt that we want for our operations, right? So this is the very long prompt that we'll break it down in few moments. But first, let's understand the system. And once the message has been passed to this AI agent, it will then process through this particular model called a OpenAI chat model, where we are right now using ChatGPT 4o mini. Let's say if you use, for example, ChatGPT 4 or let's say 4o, it will take much longer time than this one, right? And then this is the overall output that we have got from the system. This is the window buffer memory, which actually store all of your responses up to 10 messages, right? So here you can see context window length. You can basically increase or decreases as per your requirement. But again, I would always recommend to put it 10 on the minimum side. On the maximum side, you can put it like 100 or 200, right? It's just depend on the use cases. Let's say if you are creating a chat model using this, where like you want to chat with all of this AI model using Telegram, you can increase the context window to basically 100, 50, 100, or whatever we want to increase it to, right? Again, it's depend. Again, what we are doing is we are actually feeding the chat ID from the Telegram bot so that we have the context of the chat from the Telegram itself. So we do not lose the context over the chat, right? And if you don't put it, this particular workflow will never work. So now let me, okay. Okay. So basically, yeah. So basically here we are actually feeding this chat ID uh, to just give it a context, right? And then there are four sub workflows. So let's say, for example, if you want to create a prompt for OpenAI, right? So then it will call this particular workflow. We'll see that as well. Let's say if you want to create a prompt for Google Gemini, it will go to this particular workflow that we have already opened here. So this is the first sub workflow for the primary workflow, where we are actually, let's say if you want to create a prompt for Entropic, it will then go to this workflow. It will create that, and then it will pass that prompt to this particular system. Just like that, if you want to create it for, let's say, Google prompt or let's say OpenAI, right? So it will then get the data from the primary workflow and then process that data and then create a prompt and then pass that prompt to the primary system, where it will then send that prompt to our Telegram channel, right? Or the bot. Again, in all of this workflow, one thing that you will see is that we are using Google Gemini chat model. And there's a reason for that, because I have observed and then I have like basically found that Gemini is like really good when it comes to having a context window length, and then also like very very comprehensive when it comes to processing the text data, right? And understanding that data from a core. So that is why we are using Gemini. Again, you can use, let's say, OpenAI or Anthropic or any other model such as like DeepSeek, right? You can use any of that if you want to. But again, I would always prefer to use Gemini whenever I need to process the input, right? So yeah, that's that. Now let's first understand the prompting part, because this is very important. We are using basically, and then also the reason behind why we need a different prompt for a different platform. Again, there are very tiny nuances between all of this platform, and then all of these three platforms specifically, like OpenAI, Claude AI, and Gemini, and all the other platforms like basically similar the same, act as the same. But again, yeah. So basically, this is the main AI agent prompt that we have added here, right? And then now let's go through it one by one. So basically, what we are telling is that we are telling that you are an intelligent prompt engineer specialized in different AI models, right? And then your goal is to like help user craft prompt for specific AI model, basically. And then we are actually giving it an instruction on like when to use reasoning model, what is the reasoning model, what are the key attributes over there, and let's say for example what's the ideal applications that you can basically we can include in our prompt engineering, right? And then all of this like ideal applications, current model classification. Let's say if you want to use reasoning, let's use O1 Pro, and then for non-reasoning we can use ChatGPT 4o mini and then 3.5 turbo. For Anthropic also the same thing for Google, and then from for other as well, right? And then this is the approach, basically the approach part, where let's say you're saying that whenever like you're working with reasoning model, you should take your time to think through the prompt that you want to create, and then first you should understand that, then break down that into the problem, break down the problem into the components, and work through basically one problem at a time or one component at a time, and then in the end verify answer before you basically give the final output or create a final output. You should always verify that and then give the final output, right? So yeah, that's that. Again, these are some instruction that again this prompt I have not created this prompt myself. I have taken this prompt from the internet, and then I have modified it a little bit to my use case. Again, you can do the same. You can take this prompt. I'll share this entire doc with you as well. You just need to click the link in the description box below, and you will able to find all the workflows and this particular doc, right now. Again, let's say if you want to change something here, you can definitely change that, but again, make sure that whatever change you make to this particular to this prompts, it should always be reasonable, logical, right? Okay, and then there is a entropic model. Let's say if you want to create a prompt for entropic model, what should be the instruction for that? So this is for that, where like they're actually providing the guideline and the guideline for generating based prompt. Again, you can also create this from any sort of AI model that you want, that you are using, right? Because let's say if you are sitting and creating this entire by yourself, it would easily take 3 to 4 hours for you if you're not so experienced, right, with this. And then again, you can add all of your instructions. If you want to add more instruction to it, you can definitely add that. Where, like, for example, if you are in designing, or if you want to add a particular instruction specifically for that particular industry, you can add that here really, right? And then there's a Google prompt. The same way, the structure is always the same for everyone. The only tiny nuance is that all of these three models are like actually processing data in little bit a different way, right? Where actually OpenAI is preferring to process everything at once, whereas like let's say if you talk about Gemini, it actually processes everything one by one and then provide you a very specific detailed output. That is what I have seen with Cloud Anthropic. Let's say if you want to create a prompt for, let's say, coding, it will give you a really good prompt. And let's say if you want to do that, you should always consider Cloud AI for that. But let's say if you want to create more reasoning based prompt, you should always go with Gemini. Let's say if you want to create more of like creative prompt, you should always go with OpenAI. And then for any other task, go with like other tools as well. You can go with other tools. And then other, this is very short. I don't need to like basically provide a lot of context to that or a lot of instructions to that, because yeah. So that's that. That's on the prompting side. Now let's one final time. Let's look at the demo of this system, right? So now I'll make it active. Let me save that. Let me active the workflow, right? And then now we'll go into the execution mode, create a prompt for creating an uh, okay, a loan calculator website or a tool. Ask any necessary questions that will help you to generate detailed and accurate. Right now, let's wait for some time. Let me put myself aside for some time, and then let me show you the system has been started running. Right? Okay. Uh, uh, okay. To create an effective prompt for developing a loan tool, I need to get some essential information. Here's the purpose of the tool. Target audience. Okay. So now let's basically copy this data and give it to them. Generate and leads. Target audience will be 18 to 25 years job people, right? Add it as per your understanding. I'm just basically giving it a very rough or vague ideas. I don't want to basically add anything. And for everything else, you can go with as per your understanding, right? So yeah, now let's look at the flow, and then I think now it should again start executing. And in my understanding, right? Yeah, see, so now it is running. And also let's look at few other workflow if any of those are running or not, right? I think this one is not, Entropic is not. Let me look at this, or maybe hmm. So now we'll also see how much time it will take. So I think it is completed. Oh, nice. So this is the final. This is the final output, a prompt that basically says that okay, hey, develop an interactive loan calculator tool aimed at generally for young professionals. This blah blah blah. Loan type selection, loan amount. These are the features or the functions that we need to incorporate into the tool. The output is calculation calculated output is that user engagement features, experience design and everything, lead generation and everything. See, so this is very detailed. From again, we can make it more detailed and comprehensive as well. So I'll now say it. I want to create this prompt for, let's say, for example, now let me inactive this. Go here. Let's say OpenAI, right? And I'll test this workflow, and now I'll basically put this. I think it's my bad. Let me test this one. Okay. I want to basically, yeah. See, so now whenever like I have given that, okay, I want to create this prompt for OpenAI, it will go here, create a prompt from another sub workflow. See, this has goes here, right? Which one is this? Yeah, goes here, and now it is creating the prompt for specifically for the OpenAI, and then it will then return the results in a form of prompt that is specifically for the OpenAI, right? Let me make myself smaller. Yeah, so this is specifically for the OpenAI. It's the optimized prompt for creating a loan calculator tailored for OpenAI. So now, yeah, this is much specific for that particular platform that you want to use as creating that particular tool or performing an action. So yeah, this is the final output from this particular system. And if you really like this video and found this video helpful, like this video, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe this channel, because on this channel I'm going to share such videos in upcoming days and weeks. So yeah, thank you so much again for watching this video. I'll see you in another video. Till then, bye bye. Take care.